That ain't good.
Ernie Williams Jr. sitting back in 7th position. Gabe Butler sitting in 8th. Jesse Unruh sitting back in 9th position. Donald Stewart in 10th. Gary Whitmer Jr. falling into 11th position. Ivan Garcia. Happy birthday, Ivan. Sitting back in 12th. Rob Haynes out of Canada, 13th position, and Michael Johnson nearing the rear of the field in position 14. Douglas R. Johnson, Rit Kadoti for 15th and 16th. 17th position belonging to Dave Garcia. Douglas R. Johnson in 15th, Gabe Butler. All right, ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to kick off 113 laps of Talladega. Rick Seibran's out on that front line. I want to give a big shout out there to Ivan Garcia. Tonight is all about Ivan. Ivan, no stranger to victory lane. All our hopes and best wishes are with Ivan tonight. $113 laps in the Toyota Tundras and the Chevy Silverados. Ivan tonight starting a pretty good position. The number 72 Tide truck. Pace car is in. Rick Sebrings leading them off in the number 4 Jack Daniels side by side with the number 16 of Jimmy Crow. Both these drivers representing Crow's Nest Racing. Pat Rusha on that outside lane giving a huge shove to the number 16 side by side with the number 11. Crow's Nest up front leading. That's the name of the game out here tonight. Get with your teammate. Stay with him. Kinzer, also from Crow's Nest. We've got 3 Crow's Nest drivers up at the front. Pat Rusha, that outside lane being hung out. Jimmy Crow up in front, hooked up with his teammate in a very good position as we sit. 1, 2, and 3 for the Crow's Nest. 5th position, we've got Travis Turnmeyer in the number 54, side by side with the number 1 of Lloyd Saunders in the Skittles Chevy Silverado. Good to see Donald Stewart out there in 8th position. Donald hooked up with the number 88 of Gabe Butler. Gabe Butler in the Guinness Chevy Silverado. Donald Stewart in the number 78 Tribute Truck 2. His father, the late Senior Stewart. Huge Boston Red Sox fan. Sitting back in 9th, we've got Rob Haynes in the number 68 Google. He is side by side with Ernie Williams Jr. Ernie, another member of the Crow's Nest. 5 Crow's Nest drivers in tonight's race. Crow's Nest coming in wanting to make an impression onto the K. Mayfellers. Side by side, 68 and 14. Number 72 of Ivan Garcia and the Tide. Happy birthday, Ivan, side by side with the number 5 of Gary Whitmer Jr. GW Graphics, big shout out there too. Gary Whitmer Jr., creator of that beautiful pad commercial we saw at the beginning of tonight's broadcast. Gary, a huge supporter of PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. Gary in the number 5, side by side with Ivan Garcia. Michael Johnson on the outside lane in position 15. 004. Driving the PSI PAD Chevy Silverado. Michael Johnson, another huge fan of PAD. Michael seeming following your ways to the back of tonight's pack. Early on, no hurry, no scurry. Right now, drivers are just in the midst of turning laps. Gonna have to make a couple of pit stops out here tonight. Drivers are looking at about a 36 lap fuel run. Should have to pit 3 times. Number 34 of Rit Cadoti. The number 34 Rich Chevy Silverado in front of the number 111 of John Henderson. Michael again dropping up into that high lane, trying to fall to the back. 91 of Joel Guy, tonight's race admin, as we near the rear of the field. Gary Whitmer, Sr., driving the number 52 Merry Christmas truck. Hope everybody out there had a very Merry Christmas this year. Number 20 position, we've got the 224 of Kevin Scott Nelson. Old Schools. That is an Old School paint scheme. Big shout out to the guys over at Old School. Really sharp looking truck right there in the 224. Checking back up in front with our race leaders, Lloyd Saunders has made his way to the front of the pack in that inside lane. Pat Rushaw coming down in the number 9 Chevy Silverado. 88 Gabe Butler on that outside lane, hooked up with the number 78 of Donald Stewart. Number 20 shoved up to that outside lane. Actually, that would be the number 20 of David Casia. David Casia, 2 laps down early on, suffering from a little bit of truck trouble. Good to see Dave back out there. Hopefully Dave can get caught back up into this pack, get some draft going. Doesn't matter if you're a lap or 2 down until the very last lap. Plenty of time for Dave to get back onto that lead lap with proper utilization of a couple of cautions and a couple of lucky dogs. Traffic staying just double foul tonight. Huge gap up in that outside lane. A couple of drivers moving on up to fill it. But we've still got a gap out there in front of the number 20 of David Casia. David Casia needs to get up there and tighten up that gap just a hair. Plenty of room out here at Talladega to go 3 wide. I've seen them go 4 wide. Side by side and door to door, you can go 5 wide, although I wouldn't suggest that. Seeing a truck or two occasionally drifting up into that 3rd lane, possibly wanting somebody to go with them. Huge track out here at Talladega, 2.66 miles speedway. Truck speeds averaging about 185 miles per hour. In that draft, you can hit it up to about 190, 191 at best. David Casey behind that leader by 3 laps. our race leader, Pat Rushaw. Fast lap of a 50.797. Number 68 of Rob Haynes making his way up to second position on the inside lane. Fourth position overall. Rob, no stranger to victory lane. Interesting fact right here, we've got two Sanadiego winners up here. Donald Stewart and Rob Haynes. Both drivers have won a Sanadiego race with KMA Racing. So that's pretty cool. No stranger to that finish zone helps. Gabe Butler in third position in the number 88. Giving a huge shove to the number 9 of Pat Rushaw. A lot of sharp looking paint jobs out here tonight. Really liking the number 78 Donald Stewart. Crow's Nest down on the inside lane. Hanging off the bumper of the number 1 Canadian Lloyd Saunders. Donald Stewart up to the front. Donald and Gabe. 5 lead changes out here so far tonight on lap 11 of 113. We've got Gabe Butler and Donald Stewart up on the front line. Pat Rushaw hanging off the tail end of the number 78. All the draft he needs. But here comes that outside lane being led by the number 68 of Rob Haynes and Lloyd Saunders. Inside lane is just cooking up this 2.66 mile speedway. Huge run coming up on that outside lane, now being led by Pat Rushaw. Really good racing out here tonight, folks. 113 laps should fly by. Big run for that middle lane. The number 9, Pat Rushaw. Gonna push from the number 68 of Rob Haynes. Neck and neck for Gabe and Pat. Ivan Garcia back into 8th position. Ivan doing a really good job out here tonight. You know, it's simply a matter of taking your time out here, working yourself through that one first pit stop. Joel Guy, the yellow and green near the rear of the pack, along with Michael Johnson. Dave Casey hanging on to that middle lane. Not much of a draft partner off that number 14. Ernie Williams Jr., another Crow's Nest driver. Glad to have Crow's Nest out here tonight. Gabe and Pat up front. Donald Stewart down on the inside, working with the number 88 of Gabe Butler. About halfway, a little under halfway to our first round of fuel stops. And I tell you what, pitting is everything. That is where the real racing is going to begin. You got to get in those pits, out of those pits. Take the right amount of fuel, take the right amount of tires. Any mistake can slow you down. Get a penalty going in. It's 15-second hold. Get a penalty going out. We're going to be back in pit road next time by for a little drive-through. 15th position belonging to the number 388 of Douglas R. Johnson. Douglas holding a very nice steady line out here tonight with a fast lap of a 50.464. You know, having a real hard time believing nobody has yet tried to go 3 wide. Lap 16 of 113. We've had 7 lead changes amongst a handful of drivers. Gabe Butler leading the most laps tonight with 6. Donald Stewart leading out with 1. Number 224 of Kevin Scott Nelson coming up hot on the number 388. Ernie Williams Jr. up on that top lane in the number 14. Working with we've got the number 5 going for a spin. No caution. We're going to back that up. Keep an eye on the number 5, Gary Whitmer. Whoop, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like a little bit of pushing and shoving up on that front line. Ooh, tough break as the number 14 seems to lose a little bit of lane. Taking a push off onto the number 5. Tough break for the number 5 of Gary Whitmer Jr. But no caution flew, ladies and gentlemen. No caution has flown. Racing still going on up here at the front. Rob Haynes making his way to the front. Getting a super huge bump from the number 9 of Pat Rushaw. Lloyd Saunders on that outside lane. Gabe drifting back to 4th position. Ivan Garcia making his way to the front of the pack. Now this is a really good spot for the man of the night tonight, Ivan Garcia. Second truck on that inside lane, riding on along about 5th position. All he's got to do is be safe, nail those pit stops, and look at this outside lane start to go. Full of help from the number 11 of Jason Kinzer and the number 34 of Red Cadoti. Inside lane, side by side, hanging tough, losing a little bit of momentum. Coming around the turn. Rob Haynes, our race leader. Lap 20 of 113, 93 to go. And a happy birthday, Ivan Garcia, 113 laps of Talladega. Rob Haynes making that Google Chevy Silverado own this track tonight, making it look very easy actually. With a lot of lead changes out here tonight between Rob, Pat, Lloyd. Gabe Butler's led 6 laps. Donald Stewart's led 1. Jimmy Crow's led 4. Jimmy has actually dropped back to position 9. And Jimmy was up here at the front of the race early on tonight. Possibly some pit stops going on with the number 88. Major checkup, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna take a look and see what happened right there. We saw some pit stops beginning to happen, and right there is a rear end collision with the 388 of Douglas Hess and the 224. Tough break for the 388, the 224. One more time. Well, what happened here, ladies and gentlemen? Drivers were going into pit row. And the 388 put on those brakes. 224 could not get out of it in time, throwing out our first caution of tonight's race. Now, I know that Dave Casey is very glad this caution has come out. It's going to give him a chance to get a couple of laps led, or a couple of laps back, I should say. Ernie Williams caught up into it. Ernie running for Crow's Nest. Rob Haynes, our race leader, underneath our first caution. Drivers will be going into pit row. I'd be really surprised for anybody who stayed out, other than possibly Dave Acacia and Gary Whitmer Jr. This is a huge break for Gary Whitmer Jr., although it looks like he may have got caught up into that caution. Tough break there for Gary Whitmer Jr. Will not be able to get that free pass. Dave Acacia falling in line, going to get one of those laps back. Good job there, Dave Acacia. Rick Sebrown making his way into his pit stall. In second position, that box. Third position belonging to 16, Jimmy Crow. Pat Rishaw out, Rob Haynes out. I think Rob got out of there just a little bit quicker. Travis Termeyer not going out, not going in. That'll put Travis up there on that front line. Number 72 of Ivan Garcia making his way back out onto that track. Ivan in the number 72. Going to see if we can get Ivan on the microphone. Check in with him and see how he's doing. How about it, Ivan? Have you got a copy?
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, happy birthday, brother.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. I hope you're doing well. And talk to me.
Now, you wanted tonight's race up at 113 laps. That's kind of quite the haul. How's it going to work out tonight?
Oh, you know, we plan to stay up there and relax a little bit, you know, and just play around a little bit. It's a long race, and everybody doing fine here. And I appreciate everyone out there watching the race, and wish them a Merry Christmas and, you know, a Happy New Year, I mean. And, you know, we're doing great.
All righty, copy that. Now, you've raced here at KMA for quite a while. You got some real-life racing experience from what I hear.
Yes, sir, a little bit. Dirt racing for 40 years.
All right, I tell you what, that's quite the life you've had, brother. Well, good luck to you. Happy birthday. And get up there in front and keep it up there.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you and your family. And just keep it up, buddy. You're doing great, man. You know we love you around here, and I love you. I love this. What do you call it? League, and I love everybody in it, and the new members coming in from the Crow. Thank you.
All right, copy that, brother.
Thank you, sir.
I tell you what, Ivan has got a complete heart of gold. Ivan, one of my favorite drivers out here tonight. Another one of my favorite drivers is Lloyd Saunders. Lloyd hailing out of Canada. How about it, Lloyd? Have you got a copy?
I got you, Scott. How you making out?
Doing pretty good. Now, you're looking pretty sharp out there in that truck. I hear it's fresh paint.
She's fresh paint. She just come out of the shop today.
All right, catching the rainbow. I tell you what, you're catching the front. You know, you started out tonight 6th. You're up there in 4th place. You've got a lap lead. How's it going out there?
Actually, you know what? It's pretty clean. Everybody's being pretty patient. You know, a lot of give and take.
And I've seen absolutely no 3 wide other than passing that of lap traffic. Do you think it's going to pick up a little bit as we go green?
Yeah, I think we get another 50 laps in here, and then it's going to be, you know, balls to the wall. Every man for himself, I think.
Alrighty, what do you think your chances are of surviving tonight?
I think they're pretty good as long as I can stay up here and out of the mess. It should be okay.
Alright, copy that. Well, good luck to you, Lloyd, and we'll see you maybe in the winner's circle.
Let's hope. Thanks a lot, Scott.
Lloyd Saunders hauling out of Canada. We'll be restarting in a very, very nice spot. Donald Stewart sitting in 2nd position. Jason Kinzer, Donald in 3rd, Jason in 2nd. And Pat Rushaw going back into pit road, giving up that front spot. Several drivers going down pit road one more time. Ritt staying out. Gary Whitmer staying out. Kevin Scott Nelson making his way down pit row along with Dave Acacia. No tires, just to top off on fuel. Drivers are already starting to play that fuel game. So about a third of this field went back in, and a third of this field will have about a gallon, a little less than a gallon more. Could make all the difference in the world, you never know. Now the disadvantage is that's going to land them near the rear of the field on the restart. So those up in front have got just a tad less amount of fuel. This early on, with a run of 88 laps to go, I don't think it's going to make a difference, but I could be wrong about that, folks. Getting ready for our first restart of the night. Kinzer, Stewart, Saunders, and Seabrands. Garcia, Crow, Unra, Cadoti. Our top 8. Ernie Williams 1 lap down along with Gary Whitmer Jr. Dave Casey are 1 lap down. Well, Dave's in a lot better shape this time than he is last time, but we still, Ernie and Gary and Dave would still probably like to see one more caution to get him back onto that lead lap. Pace car getting ready to go. Kinzer on the inside, Stewart on the outside. Toyota versus Chevy. Inside lane proven to be a little bit faster on that restart. And in fact, Jason really hasn't even gotten a pusher. Outside lane starting to take shape, being led by Donald Stewart at the number 4. Huge gap behind that number 11, and they are free to move her down. Number 4 decides to stay out. He's got a partner there. He's got the number 16 of Jimmy Crow, and Jimmy Crow and Rick Seabrands making their way to the front. Interesting that when Donald Stewart dropped down right there, he didn't have anybody to go with him because he had 2 close nest drivers there on the outside, and down goes the number 4 of Rick Seabrands. Rick Seabrands out there in front one more time. A little bit side-to-side movement on that number 4. Outside lane falling apart, being led by Jimmy Crow. Donald Stewart dropping to second position. Kinzer back into third. Not much Kinzer can do at the moment other than follow the leader, number 34, Britt Cadoti on that outside lane behind the 133 of Jesse Unruh. Douglas Johnson in the number 388, side by side with the number 1, Lloyd Saunders, fresh out of the paint shop. Ivan Garcia back into 9th position. Lloyd Saunders making a run on that inside lane up to the bumper of the number 34, side by side with the number 34. Rob Haynes right along with the number 52 of Gary Whitmer Sr. Merry Christmas, says Gary Whitmer Sr., the Chevy Silverado. Nice with the paint job right there. Finish up your holiday in style. There's something from Say It Finals. Run and operated by Gary Whitmer. Flags, t-shirts, and hats. Say It Finals. Whitmer pulling up side by side with Rob Haynes in the number 68. Joel Guy back into 12th position in the Chevy City Silverado. Pat Rushaw, number 9, on that outside lane, making a good run. Kevin Scott Nelson down onto the inside. David Casey in the number 20, still 1 lap down, along with Ernie Williams and Gary Whitmer Jr. I think Dave and Gary possibly staying within close proximity of one another, both of them in the same position, needing the same free pass or lucky dog. Dave pulling up a little tighter onto the number 9. Here comes the number 5 in tow. John Henderson and Kevin Scott Nelson on the inside. The 111 and the 224 running forward, kicking asphalt. I've seen these two drivers win quite a few races by hanging in the pack for the majority of the race. And sometimes it is a real matter of endurance out here on these super speedways. A lot of drivers say that a speedway can be a crapshoot. And oftentimes it is, and oftentimes it is the luck of the draw. It is a matter of really avoiding the cautions that they're bound to happen. You're bound to encounter the caution. You're very dependent upon other drivers. You know, I mean, it's a rough place to drive, but I tell you what, tonight, one caution out of 32 laps. These drivers are doing a great job. I am thoroughly impressed with tonight's great field of drivers. Donald Stewart, the number 78, very content. Just right along with the number 4 of Rick Seabrands. Jimmy Crow on that outside lane. You know, we have been talking about Crow's Nest. These drivers are out here tonight, and they are really have dominated the first 32 laps of tonight's race. Thoroughly impressed with the drivers from Crow's Nest. Jesse Unra, another Crow's Nest driver. Jason Kinzer, another Crow's Nest driver. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and Donald Stewart is actually in channel with Crow's Nest, so he's probably helping out the Crow's Nest drivers. So we've basically got 5 Crow's Nest drivers up to the front, but here comes that Canadian Lloyd Saunders, 4th truck down onto the inside, with the number 34 up on the outside lane of Rick Cadoti. Again, nobody's going to go 3 wide right now, and if you're not going to go 3 wide, this is what we're going to be staring at for the next 15 to 25 laps, depending upon your current fuel load. Riding along in my automobile is exactly what these drivers are doing right now. They're being very, very safe tonight. Definitely want to see safety. But I tell you what, folks, I am itching to see a little bit of 3 wide. 3 wide, a lot of fun to watch. Inside lane always seems to get a run coming off of these corners. Rick Seabrands taking that lap, leading his 8th lap. Donald Stewart, Jimmy Crow making a swap, putting Donald Stewart in front on that outside lane. Still 1 pack. Awesome pack racing. Number 72, Ivan Garcia in 7th position. Precisely where Ivan would like to be. The driver in the rear of the pack, beginning to lose that draft. Not something you want to have happen here at Talladega. Possibly 2 more drivers about to lose that draft. Massive size track out here. Drivers are pulling down very nice lap times though. Lap times in the 50s on this 2.66 mile speedway. 3 drivers have just about lost that lead pack. Gary Whitmer, David Casey, 1 lap down. Staying safe near the rear. Michael Johnson and Gabe Butler falling to about 2 seconds back. Well, Gabe Butler has led 6 laps out here. Not sure what happened to put him back into 17th position. Hopefully Michael Johnson in the 004 PSI Silverado can get him back up there. Gabe Butler doing a hell of a job out here tonight. John Henderson in the 111 and Rob Haynes in the number 68 side by side here on lap 38. .111 of John Henderson, Shirley Workman with the 224 of Kevin Scott Nelson. Joel Guy in the number 91 and the number 52, Gary Whitmer. Nose to tail, Ivan Garcia making his way towards the front, 5th place. 4th place for Ivan Garcia. 3rd truck on the inside, hanging on to the rear with the number 11 of Jason Kinzer. Ivan picking him up and putting him down out here tonight in the Happy Birthday Ivan Bash. 113 laps running for Ivan Garcia. Lloyd Saunders making his way to the front with a little help from the number 78 of Donald Stewart. Lloyd and Pat side by side. Coming around that dog leg. It's a race to the line. Lloyd Saunders will lead. Lap 41. Lloyd Saunders, our current race leader. Donald Stewart, I think, having to fall back a little bit, pull that engine down. Green flag racing out here tonight. Ivan has made his way up to the front of the pack one more time. Ivan doing a fantastic job out here tonight. A little bit short there with Rick trying to lead lap 43. 3-pack of the number 54, Travis Cherdmeyer, number 88 of Gabe Butler, and Michael Johnson. Considerably slower than our lead pack. 6 seconds off of our race leader. Pat Rishaw 1 second back of our race leader. Last man in line on the pack, hanging on desperately to the number 20 up track to the number 14. When you're the last truck in line of a train like this, you got to keep it tight. You got to get up there. You got to hang on tight to it. High risk loses that draft. Lose your draft out at Talladega. You're pretty much screwed. Draft is everything. Jimmy Crow has worked his way back up to 10th position. Jimmy leading 5 laps out here tonight. Joel Guy up to 7th position. Lloyd and Ivan on that inside lane trying to get up there and make something happen. Ivan very close to the number 52. Very tight racing beginning to form out here at Talladega. Ivan trying to get as much side draft off of Gary Whitmer as he possibly can. Here come Donald and Lloyd. Lloyd up track a little bit. Not sure if that was a 3-wide attempt or not. Lloyd trying to get up to the rear end of the number 72 of Ivan Garcia. Outside lane really seems to have almost fallen apart. Ivan's starting to pick it up a little bit. Tight drafting here. Between Ivan and Gary. Every time Ivan gets to run, it seems to fall apart. Inside lane really seems to be the place to be here. Almost at the halfway point of 113 laps. Lloyd up into the wall. Lloyd in trouble. A little bit of net code going on. Joel Guy, Gary Whitmer, Lloyd Saunders caught up into a little bit of a situation. No caution is flown. Does appear the number 5 going into pit row. Lloyd coming over into pit row. Joel Guy going for a bit of a spin, making his way into pit row, lofting him up, going for a ride, crossing pass All right. Pit row problems early on for a couple of drivers. That will mix things up a little bit. Caution is out. And there is the caution right there, ladies and gentlemen. Going into pit row. The 111 into the number 78. 78 going for a ride. Tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, pitting out here at Talladega Super Speedway. Watch this one more time. Several things happening out here on the track. There goes Donald going for a ride. I tell you what, folks, that was very interesting way to pit stop. Good news, I guess, is everybody's going to get fuel. I'm afraid a couple of drivers out here might be in danger of being off that track due to severe repairs. Kevin Scott Nelson out there on the front line. Second caution of the night, lap 50 of 113. Rob Haynes into pit row. Gary Whitmer in. Rough night out here for Gary Whitmer. I believe he's been caught up in the tube, but Gary Whitmer Jr. back out on that track. 111. A little bit of side scraping going on the 111 on the side of his truck. This looks to be a little bit scraped. 224 making his way back out. Bad damage on the rear end of the number 78 of Donald Stewart. Drivers trying to get it all sorted out. Sometimes on these big cautions it takes them a lap or two to figure it all out. Figure out where they're supposed to be. You got your spotter calling at you. You got your crew chief calling at you. Donald Stewart behind underneath that yellow line, possibly making one more round into pit row. Ivan looks to be in pretty good shape. Donald Stewart indeed making his way down pit row one more time. Hopefully he'll be able to get the damage on the number 78 fixed and back up. And Jimmy Crow out there on that front line representing Crow's Nest. Tell you what, the Crow's Nest guys tonight, they have come over here, done a fantastic and fabulous job. Very impressed. How about it, Jimmy Crow? You got a copy?
Oh, yes, sir. How you doing, Mr. Scott?
I'm having a lot of fun up here watching you guys, and I tell you what, I don't know a whole lot about the Crow's Nest guys, but I'm seeing you got 5 or 6 of you out there, and you're pretty much dominating tonight's race. Talk to me.
Oh, we're just out here logging laps, getting ready for the end. We appreciate y'all having us. Yeah, I got a lot of good teammates out here with me, a lot of good competition. We appreciate y'all having us, but we're just all buying our time, waiting for go time.
Well, and I tell you what, you guys are seemingly having a really just a double file run. I'm not seeing any 3 wide going on. When do you think that 3 wide's going to start out here tonight?
I figure around probably getting lap 80, 90, that range, it'll really start picking up. We're just buying our time, having some patience. Other than the pit stops incidents, it's been a really good race, and I want to get a shout out to Mama Unruh, she's watching, and Mama Crow, they're watching on KMA TV right now.
All righty, we appreciate that. Hey, tell us a little bit about Crow's Nest before I let you go.
It's all about a good group of guys, a good room. Me and my dad, we try and host rooms 24/7. Some of the best racing on iRacing, they say, and it's just all about respecting the room and our guests and providing the best racing experience for the people that come and race with us.
All right, sounds like you got a good thing over there. All right, good luck to you and the guys from Crow's Nest.
Thank you, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Crow out there on the front, introducing Crow's Nest to the world. What a great bunch of guys. A lot of sport out there. Rit Cadoti sitting in 2nd position. Donald Stewart hopefully be able to make his way up front, but right now Donald Stewart has fallen to 10th position. How about it, Donald Stewart? Have you got a copy?
Yes, Scott, I got you. How you doing?
Doing good. Having a lot of fun up here tonight. I tell you what, a little bit of a rough tumble you took out there a few laps back.
Yeah, I was telling him, kept telling him I didn't get down in there, and I thought everybody was going in below me, and evidently one car didn't hear the message.
I tell you what, you know, pitting, I'm telling the fans out there, pitting is such a huge part of racing out here. What's your predictions for the remaining 60 laps we have yet to run?
I think if we get to them pit stops, we'll probably do pretty good. Seems like that's where our problems are, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it. We'll get a green one in here. And I just want to give a shout out to Mama Crow. Mama Crow is watching tonight, and also Mama Unruh is watching. So I'd like to give a shout out to them.
All right, awesome. Big shout out there to the ladies. All right, well, good luck to you, Donald Stewart, and maybe we'll see you. And I see you running with the Crow's Nest, guys. Good luck to y'all.
All right, Eden. Happy birthday there, Mr. Ivan.
Happy birthday to Mr. Ivan Garcia. Indeed, drivers are falling into line. Going to be going green the next time by. Taking a look at our running order, we've got Jimmy Crow out there on that front line. No surprise there at all. Leading 7 laps out here tonight. Rit Cadoti finally making his way up to position 2. Gary Whitmer in 3rd. Paddy Shaw sitting in 5th. A couple of drivers making their way back into pit road one more time. And we had talked about this as a fuel strategy situation. They're wanting every little bit of fuel they can get. But is it really worth it this early on? We're not even quite to the halfway point. 54 in, 59 to go. 2 more pit stops are going to be mandatory. You can't keep relying on the cautions to fill up the truck. So I just don't know if making their way into pit road one more time is really going to be worth it. Kevin Scott Nelson in the 224 Old School Motorsports. Nice looking truck right there. A little crazy looking. I like it. Jimmy opting for that inside lane. Ritt on the outside. Pace car is in. Last restart we saw that outside lane completely fall apart. You only got 2 trucks out there on that outside lane. I predict the 34 and the 4 is going to take a big jump backwards.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag has dropped, and away we go. Now watch this outside lane. Watch the number 34 and the number 4. They're going to get a little help. Several trucks coming up line, abandoning that inside lane. Interesting situation. I really didn't see that coming, folks. Jimmy Crow got a little bit close down onto that yellow. And there goes that outside lane being led by the number 34 and the number 4. 34 down on the inside, number 4 and the 11 starting to go somewhere. The 11, Jason Keisner. The number 4, Rick Seabranch. 2 Crow's Nest. Down goes that number 4. A little bit of 3-wide action with the number 11 sitting in the middle. Number 14 up on that outside, 11 dropping in. Nice move. Very nice. I tell you, you got to appreciate a maneuver like that. Very nice move there by the number 11. Number 34 letting that 11 slide down. Just barely enough room out there. Once again, Rick Seabrand's up there on the front line. And number 4, Jack Daniels running for Crow's Nest. One more time. Here comes that second lane. The number 14 making his way up there to the front. Being pushed on by Donald Stewart. 14-4 side by side. Lap 56 of 113. We are at the halfway point. Ladies and gentlemen, halfway point of the Happy Birthday Ivan Garcia. And at the halfway point, Ivan Garcia in 10th position. Look at this, 14 and 4 go at it head-to-head on lap 57. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, and number 7, and number 16 of Jimmy Crow. Got some lap traffic drivers up here driving along with our lead pack. Jimmy Crow is what looks to be position 7, but he's actually in position 5 due to the fact we've got a couple of lap down drivers up here in the front. Which is perfectly fine. Not a problem with that. You take your partner however you can get it. Side by side one more time. Rick and Jason. Rick by a nose. Rick will lead his 22nd lap for the night. Rick leading 22 laps. Looking at our lap down drivers, we've got Ernie Williams, 1 lap down. Jesse Unra, 1 lap down. But he's looking good out there, Jesse Unra, in that 133, side by side with the number 34. Now this is what I was talking about with the lap down drivers. Even though the 133 is a lap down, he's still up here. He's wanting to help. He's got every right to be up here. But that is why it looks like the one position is one position further back than it is. It's not really. Number 34 getting a big run on the inside. That is a nice looking paint job on the number 133 of Jesse Unra. Donald Stewart getting a little contact up there under the rear end of Jason Kinzer. What you got to do? You're either in it to win it, or shove it to the front. A little bit of contact one more time. That's the name of the game, folks, right there. Number 11 of Jason Kinzer. Doing a fantastic job, and I tell you what, these Crow's Nuts guys, they are really just doing an awesome job out here tonight. I cannot say enough about them. Very, very impressed. Number 388, Douglas R. Johnson. Side by side with the number 16 of Jimmy Crow. Lloyd Saunders sitting in 7th position. Lloyd is led 2 laps out here tonight. Number 5, Gary Whitmer Jr. still 1 lap down, side by side with his father, the number 52 of Gary Whitmer Sr. Gary Whitmer Sr. in 8th position. It'll be another drag race to that checkered line for another lap led for the number 4, the Greg Seabrands. That'll bring him up to 29. Drivers are staying really calm out here tonight. Still no 3-wide action going on. Great double foul race, and their nose to tail. Still have a huge pack out here, but nobody willing to go to that 3-wide position yet. Ivan Garcia is still into about the 9th place position. There's a little bit of 3-wide going on with the number 78 of Donald Stewart. Shifted up track. Donald Stewart's going to lose several positions. We've got a car off track. No caution will fly. That is the number 34 of Ritt. Let's see what happened to Ritt. Coming around that corner. Just one off track. Tough break there for Ritt. And the number 34, but no caution will fly. We are still under green flag circumstances. Ritt off into pit road getting repair. No caution. Now that's the second no caution we have had tonight. When a spin out happens on the backstretch, oftentimes that caution will not fly. 2 drivers down here in the Happy Birthday Ivan Garcia. It looks like that'll put Ritt Cadoti out of the game for the night. Tough break for the number 34 of Ritt Cadoti. Rick and Jason still head-to-head up on that front line. Number 11 now giving a push to the number 4. That'll be Jason Kinzer. Coming up on a little bit of lap traffic, we're going to see a little bit of 3-wide here in just a lap or two, as they will pass lap traffic. Michael Johnson in the 004, staying high, nice lane hold. Michael needs to drop down, try to catch that draft. Not sure he's going to be able to catch much draft, maybe the 88. 88 blowing by. Tough break there for Michael Johnson. Not quite able to get that draft that he so desperately needed. Lap 69 of 113, 44 laps to go. Only 2 cautions out here tonight. 24 lead changes. I expected that number to rise. Ivan Garcia under the rear end of the number 5 of Gary Whitmer Jr. Big shout out there to GW Graphics. The fine work that Gary Whitmer Jr. does. Rob Haynes sitting in 6th position. Pat Rushaw having a pretty good night out here tonight. Started 4th, currently into 9th. Up on that outside lane, looking a little lonely. Off the nose of Jimmy Crow, sitting in 7th position. Coming up on to the number 68 as the 68 takes advantage of that hole left there by Jimmy Crow. Slides in and down to that inside lane. Ivan Garcia up top. Ivan Garcia is showing in 5th position. Ivan started out 12th, worked his way up to 1st, led 1 lap, dropped back to 5th. Hoping to see some green flag pit stops tonight. We about saw him one time, but the first attempt at green flag pit stops led to a little bit of trouble. And then a second attempt led to a little bit more, so I don't know, the pit stops tonight, they're rough. Very rough out there tonight. "39 laps to go, 24 lead changes. Still no 3 wide out here tonight at Talladega, other than for the lap traffic. Pat Rushaw on that outside lane trying to make a run past the 224 and the 20 and the 111. Now speaking of the 224, the 111, we've got some green flag pit stops going on. We'll see these 3 drivers, the John Henderson, David Cascia, and Kevin Scott Nelson. We are going to see these 3 drivers staying together out here tonight. Looks like Ivan's been hung out on that higher lane. Ivan coming down to be picked up by the 111, the 20, and the 224. Running for KMA and kicking asphalt. More green flag pit stops. Gary Whitmer Sr. making his way in for a round of a green flag pit stop. Gary Whitmer Sr. tires on the left. Full tank of fuel. And Gary Whitmer Sr. is out. Number 34, Ritt still into pit row. 6 laps down. Lloyd Saunders making his way into pit row. Rick Seabrand still out there on the front line, leading 40 laps with the help of Jason Kinzer. Number 5 of Gary Whitmer Jr. still alive. Don't count him out. Number 14 making his way down into pit row. Huge gathering here at pit row tonight. Crow's Nest making their way into pit row. Jesse Unra into pit row, along with Ernie Williams Jr., Ivan Garcia, Pat Rushaw. Much better job on pit stops here on lap 78. That will put John Henderson out on that front line. Kevin Scott Nelson. John leading 1 lap, Kevin leading 1 lap. Dave Acacia giving everything he's got to the rear end of John Henderson. But unfortunately, Dave still 1 lap down. First driver 1 lap down. If that caution comes out, he'll get the free pass, or the lucky dog. Right now, it'd be a really good time for caution to come out as far as John Henderson and Kevin Scott Nelson are concerned. Keep them out there on that front line as they go into pit row. Green flag pit stops for David Acacia, John Henderson, Kevin Scott Nelson. Very nicely performed, gentlemen. Bringing it down to 55 miles per hour. Everybody into their pit stall nice and even. Left side tires on the 111 and on the 20, and they are out along with the 224. Good job to the guys from Kickin' Asphalt. Nice green flag pit stops coming in on lap 79 of 113. Rick Seabrand, Jason Kinzer and company, the guys from Crow's Nest, they are gaining ground. Flying past the 224 and the number 20. Number 5, Gary Whitmer Jr. splitting the middle. Number 72, Ivan Garcia, falling back to 16th, 1 lap down. That's exactly what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Pit row will separate the men from the boys. And it'll split up the pack. Our race leader, Rick Sebrands, and the number 4 being led by the number 14, Ernie Williams Jr. If the number 4 passes the number 14, that's going to put the number 14 one lap down. Right now, the number 14 is not a lap down. He is the last truck on the lead lap, but he is still in front of the leaders. So right now, the Crow's Nest brothers doing everything they can to keep Ernie on that lead lap. Ernie doing everything he can to help his teammate, the number 4 of Rick Sebrands. Number 11, Jason Kinzer, sitting in second position, hanging on to the tail end of the number 133 of Jesse Unruh. Jesse Unruh one lap down, but in position for that lucky dog spot. One, two, three, 4 trucks up in front belonging to the guys from Crow's Nest, but only 2 of them are on the lead lap. Still working together. Great job, guys. Rob Haynes sitting in third position, riding along single file. Maybe he can tempt the number 88 and the number 54 to try to make a run. But we've still got 30 laps to go. Going to be tight on fuel for several of these drivers. Number 54, Travis Turnmeyer, edging a little bit closer to the number 88 of Gabe Butler. 224 and 5 coming into view. Kevin Scott Nelson in 6th position, hanging on to Gary Whitmer Jr. 1 lap down, leading David Casey 1 lap down. Drivers flying past Lloyd Saunders. Lloyd Saunders up into that upper lane. Nowhere for Lloyd to get in. Going to try to grab a little bit of draft off of the number 9, Pat Rushaw. Pat Rushaw 1 lap down as well. Pat getting a big run. Working off the side draft. Doing it by himself even. Gary Whitmer, our 8th place position, 15 seconds back. It's about 1/4 of the track. Single file for the entire lead pack. Going to be interesting to see who goes with whom. Single file racing here on lap 87 of 113. 26 laps to get her done in the Happy Birthday Ivan Bash. You know, Ivan, even though Ivan's a lap down, you know he's got to be having a lot of fun out here. Rick Sebrands leading his 49th lap of the night with the help from the lap traffic of Ernie Williams. Unfortunately, Donald Stewart out of tonight's race due to mechanical failure. Tough break there for Donald Stewart. Number 54 of Travis Turnmeyer, 5th place position. Drivers are staying just totally single file out here right now, and I'm finding that really interesting. Nobody right now with 24 laps to go seems to be really interested in doing any racing. Ride Along in My Automobile seems to be the name of the game tonight. Rick, Jason, Rob, positions 1, 2, and 3. Green flag pit stops for the number 88 and the number 54. This will be their last round of green flag pit stops, just to splash and go. Realizing they'd have been a little bit short. Gary Whitmer Jr. riding out with them. Gary Whitmer Jr. has got to catch this draft. He does not want to be left out of this. Looks like Gary Whitmer Jr. might be in danger of losing the draft. That'll put him out on this super speedway by himself, and that is not where you really want to be. Hopefully he can get up there to the rear end of the number 54. Looks like he is gaining ground. Good job for Gary Whitmer Jr. Eight drivers on the lead lap tonight here at Talladega. Rick, Jason, Rob, Kevin, John, Gabe, Travis, and Ernie, our top 8 drivers. Single file action with 21 laps to go. After tonight's race, hang out for post-race interviews. We're going to talk to a few of these drivers. Very interesting the way this is working out with the lap traffic. Riding along with the leaders, helping them all the way. The pack leader is the number 14 of Ernie Williams. But Ernie Williams in danger of being a lap down if the number 4 passes. The number 4 is our race leader. A 1, 2, 3 position for Crow's Nest. Rick and Jason, 1 and 2. Nothing but clean air for the number 14 of Ernie Williams Jr. leading the number 4, Rick's Brands, in first position. Hopefully, the plan would be for the number 14 to pull the number 4 across that line for the checkered flag here in about 18 laps. The number 133 of Jason is in the one lap down position. Nobody really out there to help the number 68 of Rob Haynes except for the 1 of Lloyd Saunders. Lloyd's really going to have to make a run with the number 68 to get around these crow's nest drivers. As I tell you, they are showing a lot of teamwork out here tonight. Kevin Scott, Lloyd, Dave, and Rob could make a run on that outside lane. In fact, it's probably about what I expect to see here in about 10 more laps. Right now it is lap 96 of 113, 16 to go. Appreciate you hanging out with us on a chilly night as we near the end of December. Start your New Year's off right with a trip to the PAD website. Give you tips to stay alive, like don't text and drive. Here at KMA, we are huge supporters and endorsed by PAD. People against distracted driving. Put the cell phones down. Stay alive. Don't text and drive. The first Sunday of every month, we hold our KMA monthly race for PAD awareness. First Sunday of the month, broadcasted live on KMA TV. PADD.org. Coming up on the lap traffic of Ivan Garcia. That will put Ivan Garcia 2 laps down tonight. Only 8 drivers out here on this lead lap. Ivan going to get a little help from Lloyd. John Henderson still hooked up with Dave Acacia and Kevin Scott Nelson. Got to keep in mind, folks, those first 4 trucks, they are crow's nest. They've got a 1-2 spot here. Kevin Scott still not out of it. He's going to have to get a little bit of help there from a couple of drivers and a couple of his teammates. But they're going to have to make a run on that outside lane. Because if this here route continues, number 4, Rick Seabrands could win tonight's race. Right now he has led 61 of 100 laps out here tonight. And that is an amazing feat in itself. Very good run for Rick. Jason Kinzer sitting in second position. In good hands with his teammate, the number 133 of Jason Unruh. catching up to the rear end of Ivan Garcia. Kevin Scott in fourth, Rob Haynes in third. It's coming down to go time. If Kevin and Rob are going to make a run for it, they really need to start making a run. We are at 11 to go. Kevin Scott has led one lap out here tonight. Rob Haynes has led 5. Rick Seabrands will lead the most laps led tonight. That is guaranteed. He's led 63 at this point in time. What a run. Interesting situation here. They're not going to have the fuel load of which they thought. Rob Haynes not having that fuel load that he thought he would have. They're going to be a little bit short. That'll put Kevin Scott and John Henderson and Dave Casey out there on that front line. I wonder if Kevin Scott and John Henderson will have enough fuel. Now, I told you that fuel may come into play. Right now, Kevin Scott, Dave Casey, and the 111 of John Henderson, they might have it. They may have enough fuel. We're not sure. If they're short, pitting after the number 4 of Rick Seabrands, that could be trouble for this 3-pack of Kicking Asphalt. Lap 104 of 113. Looking at our race leader, Kevin Scott, John Henderson, and the lap traffic of Dave Acacia. Coming around the lap traffic of Joel Guy. Rick and Jason back out on that track for positions 3 and 4, but they're about 30 seconds back. We'll have to see how close Kevin and John have played this on their fuel. .38 seconds back for the number 4 of Rick Seabrands, Rick Seabrands. Eight laps to go. It's going to come down to fuel mileage. And there they go into pit row. They will not have enough fuel. More green flag pit stops for the 224, the number 20, and the 111. They've got to get it back out onto that track before the guys from Crow's Nest come around. If they can get back out there and time this the right way, they'll catch their draft, and we're going to have one hell of a damn race going on. The 111, a little bit slower getting out of pit row. Kevin, Scott, and Dave need the 111. Don't leave the man hanging. And here they come. Here comes Rick Seabrands. Tough break for the guys from Kicking Asphalt. It came down to pits. 7 laps to go. Taking Asphalt has got to get caught up, and they've got to catch that draft. John Anderson hooked up to David Casey, catching up to the number 224 with Kevin Scott, but they're about a second back. Six laps to go. Rob Haynes decided to make his move with the help of the number 88, Gabe Butler, the 54, with Travis Turnmeyer. Unra still helping out the number 4. 3 wide with the lap traffic. Rob Haynes is clear. Rob Haynes going for that bottom line. Gets in front of Rick Sabrans. Now Gabe wants his turn at it. Jason Kinsner in the 11 on the inside. 5th position behind Unra. Dave Butler making a good run on the outside with the help from the number 54. Rob Haynes getting a good boost from the number 4 of Rick Sabrans. 4 laps to go. Rick to the outside. Rick wants back down. Rick is clear. Slight contact there between Gabe and Rob. But what a move there by the number 4. And here comes that 224, and here's that 3 wide action. It is go time here at KMA Racing for the Ivan Birthday Bash. Kevin Scott Nelson on the outside lane. They are making a run for it. Outside lane falling apart. Gabe wants this win as badly as does. The number 4 is down. The 4 is down. 4 is back up. Don't lose her now. Hang on to her, Willie. Number 88 is clear. Is he going down? Is he going down? He is staying up with the number 54 of Travis Turnmeyer. He could have gone down. I think that'll be a mistake by the number 88. I think he should have gone down. He's still got room to go. The inside lane has been prevailing all night. But look at the boost given by the number 54. They're both clear. Both drivers can go down. They are not going down with 2 to go. Again, I think they should have gone down into that inner lane with 2 to go. And here goes that 3 wide. And here goes Jason Kinsler, his teammate, Ernie Williams on that outside lane. It's going to be a 3 wide finish. I bet you 10 to 1, ladies and gentlemen. A 3 wide finish here at Talladega. Number 4 down on the inside. That'll be Rick. 88 Gabe on the middle. On the outside, we've got Travis. Outside lane given out. Rob Haynes giving it everything he's got. Second truck down on the inside. Number 54, second truck on the outside. Travis Turnmeyer giving it all he's got to the 88. We are on 1 to go. Outside lane out of the picture. Third lane has fallen apart. This is going to be either Rick or Dave. unless something drastic happens. We are at 1 lap to go, ladies and gentlemen. And something drastic has happened. We've got 3 wide finish with the number 4, the number 88, and the number 68. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, the number 4, Rick Sabrines, I do believe, has won here at Talladega. What a run. Ladies and gentlemen, I am speechless. What a race out here tonight. I do believe Rick Sabrines has won tonight's race. Gabe in second. I do believe Rob Haynes was in third position. How about it, Rob Haynes, if you got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4, I got you. Scott, how's it going?
Doing good. Now, if I am correct, these results are not official. You got third place, did you not?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did there. I gave Rick a nice bump there. I didn't lift that last final lap and just let him have it in the back end there and managed to get him to the win. So I'm glad for Rick there and Gabe. It was a good race there to the finish.
And I tell you what, what I found really amazing was that single line freight train you guys must have been running 191 miles per hour, 192, and you waited, and I kept telling the audience, they got to get going, they got to get going, and there you went in 7. We had 3 wide. Great racing to Rob Haynes.
Appreciate it, Scott. That was fun, man. Yeah, there's a couple of scary moments there in those last finishing laps, but I hope everybody watching had fun because I'm sweating, man. I had fun, and it was great race. Enjoyed it, Scott. Thanks to KMA, and we appreciate what you do, man.
Great job, Rob Haynes. How about it there, Gabe Butler? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got a copy.
What a run. Talk to me about your night.
We got off to a little bit of a rough start, but once we got our pit stop sorted out, we had a good fuel strategy and had a great pusher in Travis. It was a good battle second half of the race. Kind of white knuckle stuff there. It was a great finish, and congratulations to Rick, and proud to represent the Crow's Nest here tonight. So.
All right, well, I tell you what, I was very impressed. Was there any one driver that you were really trying really hard to stay with or get to?
Yeah, the 54 Travis Turnmeyer, we were working together all evening, and we were trying to keep Michael Johnson, the 004, with us, but he got in a bit of trouble, but we did what we could. It's an awesome race.
Now, I noticed one thing. I was talking to the audience, and you and Travis actually got clear of that inside lane. You got clear of the number 4, Jack Daniels, and I thought for sure you would go down to that inner lane, but you stayed out there. Why was that?
Well, number 1, I didn't want to leave him hanging, and number 2, I thought we could control the race from that middle lane. He had people behind him too, so if he hadn't blown up, I think we could have won it, but just a little bit unfortunate.
All right, well, I tell you what, Gabe, you did a hell of a job out there tonight. Anything else you'd like to tell the fans?
I'd just like to thank a lot of the fellas that I raced with, really bad to the bone fellas, Donald Tedeschi, Eric Laurie, Duke Conrad, they weren't in here tonight, but and of course all the Crow's Nest racers. Always fun.
All right, you did a great job. Congratulations, Gabe. How about it, Rick? Have you got a copy?
Man, I tell you what, that was fun. What a great race out there. I hope it was fun to watch and broadcast.
Oh, I tell you what, I was up here yawning when you guys got into that long freight train, long about lap 80. And then you picked it up there, that 3 wide finish. I mean, that was some really good stuff. But what I want you to talk to me about, the first 2 attempts at pit stops, well, a lot of guys had trouble. What was going on out there?
Well, I tell you what, on a long fuel run here, getting on pit road, those tires are a little greasy and it gets a little trickier there. I think some people might have just gained a little advantage there, but let me tell you what, this Crow's Nest Motorsports number 4 Jack Daniels Yeti Silverado was absolutely great all weekend. That starts back at the shop. All the guys back there, Jimmy, Ernie, Jason, what a great job he did tonight, pushing, working with me. Jesse, Bud, who couldn't make it tonight. Hopefully he's watching out there. It's just a total team effort this whole weekend, all the way from qualifying to race, man. It was a lot of fun out there.
Well, and you mentioned up team. One thing I want to talk about real quick. I was explaining to the fans that the truck you were pushing technically was on that lead lap, but he was the last truck, and you were doing everything you could to keep him in front, as not to pass him to put him a lap down. And then behind you, we had Unra, who was a lap down, and behind him, we had Kinzer. So you guys were out of order.
Yeah, it was just a total team effort there. Those guys, I know they had their own agenda out there too, but we all worked so well together out there. And Ernie, he just runs such a good line. I don't even think I could have passed him if I even tried, man. His truck comes out of the same stable. It was super fast, and it's really easy to push out there. He's a great driver. All the Garcia'S drivers are great, man. This whole team, the way we work together, it starts with communication and respect with one another, and that's just that's where I feel we have our advantage.
All right, great job. Congratulations to Rick Seabrands in winning the Happy Birthday Ivan Garcia Birthday Bash. Good job, Rick.
Yeah, real quick, happy birthday, Ivan, out there. All the mothers that are watching, Jesse, Jimmy Jr., I know you guys' moms are watching out there. And thanks to KMA. What a fantastic race. We had tons of good green flag pit stops. I'm so thankful that they let us be a part of their show tonight. Big thanks to them and you guys for broadcasting this. It was a lot of fun.
Yep. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up here. But I tell you what, as Rick said, hell of a show tonight. I mean, what more can be said? Rick dominated tonight with 66 laps leading. And that is just an amazing task to do out here at Talladega. And we had such a really good run out here. 113 laps completed, 32 lead changes, and only 2 cautions. Now that's the best part, ladies and gentlemen. Only 2 cautions. Well, that's it. Happy birthday, Ivan Garcia. Hope you enjoyed the show. And catch us in our monthly Race for Pad coming up the first Sunday of February. Here are your race results. I am Scott Kolovic, and we are getting on out of here.